are in January 2025. We just closed the month now, and we are in this new year. We had a phenomenal 2024 in commercial real estate. I mean, Prestige Group, and you personally did phenomenal work, and your team. How do you see things panning out from a short to medium term standpoint? What are your views on how things will evolve?
By 2028, we'll be 100 million market.
Wow.
Absorption a year.
Wow.
And I can see that's coming. No matter how people keep themselves away from physical workspace is always going to be fad. It'll never go to fad.
You've been a landlord, you've been a broker, you've been a developer who leases space to them, managed offices or co-working. Where do you see the future? What is it likely? And candid, honest. Welcome to the new episode of Frankly Speaking with Viral. It's a very, very nice, pleasant Friday evening here in Bangalore. And my guest today requires no introduction. We can call him one of the best deal makers in the country. We can call him a great, great relationship person. A lot of us have had a privilege of working with my guest today. And let me ask the guest, Jaggi, if you were to be, how would you describe as the best deal maker, best relationship maker, CEO today, developer, or how would you describe yourself?
Thank you, Viral. I think I would like to be described as somebody who's a friend of everybody. I think friendship is something that is very dear to me, to people, and I really enjoy, first knowing a person and then becoming close to them and then maintaining friendship and then building on that. I think because life is short, everybody needs to do their bit and create an impact and make and touch as many hearts as possible. And that's the way I am.
So this is Jaggi's style of touching everyone, and genuinely, when you engage with Jaggi, of course there are those rough moments. I faced a few, but there are those very, very pleasant moments, and that's what we all sort of cherish and in fact learn from. But let me pick from some of the things.
Before you get there, since you said, for me, it's like 3 days back or 4 days back, somebody was asking me, how do you describe yourself? I said, I'm either white or black. There's no gray in between.
I agree.
So either you love me or you hate me. There'll be nothing in between that. So I think that's the way
absolutely. And your accomplishments over a period of time, over a very, very long, sustained period of time, we are all aware of. But let me ask you, the opening bit, and it's always you've worn so many hats so successfully over such a long period of time. You've done international brokerage. I understand you were once upon a time outside of India also doing broking, and then of course in India very, very successfully you were managing a large broking business. You've been a developer. You've been one of the first, to initiate the managed office business and that segment of the business. Hotelier. So many hats. What is it that is your passion, and what is it that you've enjoyed the most being? Let me ask you and begin from there.
Tough one, huh? Because I've honestly, Viral, I've enjoyed every phase of my life, because every phase of my life has been, I would say, very experiential. And I always use this word because life has been a great experience. But if you ask me a simple phase of my life or which part of the industry I liked the most when I was playing a part, I would still say that I really enjoyed being a broker. And that's something that I never knew that I had it in me. And and then you have people who are visionaries, people who are mentors of yours, who know that you would fit in a particular place. So I would definitely Owe it to a dear friend and my old boss, Anuj Puri.
Oh, wow.
because He saw something in me that I did not see in myself. And he said that, you should be joining dots because you're going to be very good at joining dots. So that's how in 2012, year end or something, in 2013 I became a broker. Not knowing how it will work, how it would pan out, but that's how. Even though I love my life as when I started my career in Taj as a management trainee way back in early 90s. But every phase of my life was different. But I think if there's one phase of my life where I got lucky, if that's the right word.
I'm not sure whether, luck brings you where you are, but it's quite interesting that you say that in 2012, which means it's quite late in your career, where you already been so successful that you enjoyed that stint of yours. And it's also quite ironic. I don't think there is, there are a lot of successful people within this industry. I'm talking about the broking industry, but I don't know one who planned to be a broker. It's quite ironic how it lands up to be. You've sort of transitioned also from your early days in Calcutta. And then, of course, Karambhumi has been Bangalore. But given between the two, what is it that you sort of cherished if Bangalore was Calcutta and,
You nailed it. I think you nailed it. If Bangalore had... Bangalore has been very lucky for me. Bangalore has been very, very successful from a perspective of professional career. But I think my initial formative years, where you actually figure out what your personality is going to be, I think it's part will be schooling, part will be your initial friends, colleagues in schools and friends and all of them, family. And then the whole ecosystem of Calcutta where art, culture, sports, was such an important aspect of our growing up stage. I think Calcutta is still very close to my heart. While I'm speaking, I'm still getting goosebumps just because of the way I say Calcutta also. I don't say Kolkata because that was not part of when I was there.
I can't get myself to say Mumbai, only Bombay. I can
fully it gives me goosebumps.
Yeah. And all the success that you've had, what gives you peace? What gives you, what is your time to really switch off, and what do you do in all those times? And I will get to real estate, but this is more for people to get to know what does Jaggi do and where does Jaggi switch off, and with everything that you've done through your career. Even now, you are active on Saturdays and Sundays. We've had several business meetings, and early in the morning, late in the evening, you travel as much as you continue to do. So, and you are doing business as much as you are doing. So, where do you really switch off, and what do you do?
I don't switch off. I really don't switch off. I don't think life's worth it for anyone to switch off.
Really?
At any point of time. You need to enjoy every moment that you breathe. So whether you're sleeping also, you chill out that time, no problem. But you have to, I think you come for a purpose in life. When you're born with a purpose ki kuch karke de, go and live your life. And I think you'll be doing disservice to humanity if you don't touch every phase of people who actually are important. When I say that, if I spend 5 minutes with my daughter or for 5 minutes with my son, that 5 minutes is important, and you say the right things in those 5 minutes to make them feel that how important they are. And I think it's, how do I put it across? Also, it's very important if you have a great backup system at home. And my wife is the real pillar behind whatever, the ease of doing business and working 24/7 is because you have a wife you have a support system that pretty much cares and takes care of that part. The only downside I think is that many times I feel when I go back, I feel that I've not seen my kids grow up. But those were the days where I had to give up everything to ensure we pay the bills. So those were the times. So
more than the bills, come on. I mean, more than the bills.
Yeah.
But still, what do you do to unwind? I mean, music or sports.
Music is the biggest solace in my life. Music is something that I can, I can listen to, suppose a new track comes up, and I hook on to one harmony or one chord of that or one lyric of that. I can listen to that song maybe 40 times, 50 times
Wow.
a day, and till such time that my chauffeur who drives me, driver who drives me, he also knows that song by heart. So I think it's something that and then after about 4 or 5 weeks of listening to one track continuously, I just give it up and I don't listen to it maybe till
Sure.
3-4 months.
But any form of music or any
I
kind?
listen to from Nusrat to Jagjit Singh to David Gilmour to Coldplay to Taylor
Wow.
Swift to every genre of music, to Sting to Dire Straits to
And I know that you're a
Arijit
DJ as well.
no, DJ. I love to enchant people with music. So
But do you do?
I used to. I have a mixer at home, but I don't get the time now to do. And also, technologies change a lot, and you don't, they are advanced. You really don't get time to catch up with that.
Okay.
But I had at one point of time, even now on my phone, I think I have more than close to about 30 gigs of music, 35.
Wow, phenomenal, fantastic.
But and I also play piano by the ear. So
Oh, wow.
I don't. I haven't learned formally been trained. But that's a very interesting story of how I got up upright piano at home. Also, I'll tell you some the other day, but not on this podcast. But it's a very interesting story.
Fantastic. No, I mean I didn't know about I didn't know about DJing, but I didn't know about you playing the piano as well.
Frankly
so.
speaking, no. I have to be frank and be honest. So every time, you don't need to know everything. While we talk, you know.
Phenomenal. So, Jaggi, getting to real estate and, which, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the people who would be listening to would be keen to know your views on, we are in January 2025, we just closed the month now, and we are in this new year. We had a phenomenal 2024 in commercial real estate. I mean, Prestige Group, and you personally did phenomenal work, and your team. How do you see things panning out from a short to medium term standpoint? What are your views on how things will evolve? Some wisdom here.
28, by 2028, will be a 100 million market.
Wow.
Absorption a year.
Wow.
And I can see that's coming, because if you look at 3 years, forget the last 4 years of post-COVID time. 2019 peak, we were at about, I think, 55 million, 60 million. And we came down to 30s and
Yeah.
climbed up again.
Yeah.
So if you take 60 as a real number. Yeah. So we went to, by 20%, we come
Absolutely.
to almost about 72 million.
Right.
I easily see this number going to about, the only thing which will keep us away would be, I think, certain markets might face some headwinds with oversupply, just like few markets like Hyderabad had in the last 2 or 3 years. But Hyderabad also bounced back a lot.
Phenomenal.
Some crazy numbers we've seen.
Right.
So I think all is very good, and I think the best is yet to come for commercial real estate, because on one side you have the supply side, which is getting much more. It is much more globalized. It has much more finesse. It has much more sustainable future in terms of how people are looking at building buildings. So that's one part. The other side, on demand side, every time, 5 years ago, nobody heard of the word GCCs. 5 years, 7, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, nobody heard managed office spaces. So all these are new stuff. And I think no matter how people keep themselves away from physical workspace is always going to be in fad. It'll never go out of fad. I think it's, people realize that you don't come to office just to, work. You come to office to learn. You come to office to experience friendship, experience gossip, experience learning, experience all of that. That's not possible. And so people have realized it. So it's just now what you're going to see is a huge trajectory. And I firmly believe that urbanization and the whole, the way people are adopting urban mobility with metros and the cities. Look at Bangalore today, 85 kilometers of metro is changing the way people, commute. Mumbai, I was there day before yesterday, and I thought it was a holiday till I realized that no, it's a normal day, and now you can drive from the airport to Worli or airport to Mahalakshmi in less than about 20 minutes at any given point of time, and you can do that trip 3 times a day, which was not possible. So we are seeing a huge positive, I would say tailwinds that is pushing all of us in the right direction. So real estate, because I think real estate is so dependent on government initiatives, government policies, be it, TOD policy or TDR or infrastructure policies or benefit. I think it's all coming to play slowly. Sometimes I wonder, I live very close to Hebbal, which is notorious in Bangalore for traffic. But I just think, if I just leave Bangalore for 3-4 years and come back after 4 years, all this will be the best part of the world to live in.
Perhaps, we are hoping.
It's not that bad. I think every city has its problem. London has its problem. New York has its problem. Southeast Asian cities, Bangkok, you can miss your flights.
Of course, I agree.
So it's just that Bangalore has been bad-mouthed because कुछ तो खराब है. Weather अच्छा है, people are good, jobs are good.
20 million का absorption है.
कहीं तो खराब होना चाहिए Bangalore. तो चलो traffic के लिए बदनाम कर दो Bangalore. But that's not the real thing. I think every city in the world is. So I think it's a great time for us to be in commercial real estate. I think we're still scratching the surface with REITs, with public money in commercial real estate. Strata sales is not going to, live its time. And more importantly, I think you will see that there is a huge push towards quality, consolidation. Very few developers left who are serious office
I agree.
players. And on the other side, you'll see a large relationship partnership approach with clients who actually want to work with maybe 5 or 10 developers across the country.
Sure. So, I wanted to ask you, because you had various roles and, the development cycle and the supply part of it. Let me ask you, from a broker standpoint, what is the role that brokers should be playing? What are they doing? What are they not doing?
Be candid, right?
Yeah, of course, candid. Of course, candid.
So I think what's happening is that the brokers of the past in India who really struggled to build this industry, I'm saying the top 5 IPCs in the country, and they are legends today in their industry, including people like you who've really worked their butt offs to reach where they reached. Unfortunately, the new crop of brokers are doing a couple of things wrong. While they are, seemingly interested in doing what they're doing, they are highly transactional. So that's one big thing that I see. It was very different. I still remember, I think most of the top brokers in the country today have had relationships with clients who they've never done business with.
Right.
Now you fast forward that to the new age crop of brokers. Very few of them will work on that relationship. They want to only do transactions. So that's a big problem. Second is this whole work-life balance. As much as I'm a big proponent of that, and I want this platform to also let people know that it's very important.
Yes.
But
no 90-hour work weeks.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. It's a quality versus.
But no 9-hour work weeks.
It's a quality and quality of the work that you do.
Yes.
And that I think has a slightly diminished in the brokerage world.
Yeah.
Because they are taking the tech side of the world too cool. That I don't need to come to office. I can work. It's great for them. See, then you should be a techie. Then you should have been so intellectually sharp that you work through your coding capacity to do stuff that you do differently. Brokers need to basically, we are a service industry.
So, we at Knight Frank, we've not published it, but this is our internal research, that the biggest trend in the world, and it's also sort of happening differently and playing out differently in different parts of the world, somewhere, and each at its own pace. The biggest trend is normalization. So normalization is in every walk of life. For example, coming back to work, return to work is a trend of normalization because before COVID, that was what it was. Interest rate cycle. You had an interest rate cycle which was 1% for 10 years, which created this, excess liquidity and which basically you don't value anything in life, where the interest rates have increased, right? It's led from there, right? And so people will value. We have all started to, long now, travel for work, leisure, etc. It's not that you only order online, or you watch only OTT. Now people have started to go back to theaters as well in a small way. That's the last coming through. So normalization of everything. When you put money into an investment, you look at return, which was lost in the last decade because money was flow. So normalization of everything will happen, and it was normal to be relationship driven, and of course there is transaction and this business to be done. I guess that will seem to have come back with people. And in the last generation where people have sort of come through a time, so I give them a benefit of doubt that.
So you're right, but in our times, business results was basis of relationships.
Yes.
But thanks to the way the business has grown exponentially, today the brokers don't need to leave their office to go and fend for business. They don't need to go searching for business.
It's not that easy.
It's coming on their plates. I'm sorry, but maybe not for everybody, but some people are lucky, some organizations are lucky.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that hustle that you need to go and pitch business, win business, the joy of winning an account from a client, and you walk out of the office and you punch your fist in the elevator, don't want anybody to see that you won a big one. I think that is a big thrill in life.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think a lot of the youngsters are not feeling it because I would say this is an age of entitled. So the youngsters are quite entitled. They're entitled at home because they come from good affluent families. Parents are very, they have their own life, and they pretty much are. This is not their real reason to survive. That's what I would look at.
Sure.
So and that goes back to the work-life balance. It's important. You need to unwind. You need to, chase your. And I was sitting with a girl sometime back in a plane. She young girl sitting next to me. So I was talking to her. I said, so where do you study? She says, I study in the US. And she said, what do you do? I said, I do biology and music. I said, how does it?
Biology and music.
So
wow,
music
this
is my
great.
passion, and biology is what I want to study.
Wow.
As a thing. So I think if that's the way institutions and colleges and universities are curating subjects for people, just imagine what the world is going to. So I think it's amazing to see.
Yeah. No, I agree. But and I will close the topic on broking. You've clearly expressed where are the shortfalls, and but also the space overall with respect to the amount of brokers. There are not more than 2,000 commercial real estate brokers in the country across. In which space do you only compete with 2,000 people? आप ये सोचो,
You're right.
कितने सारे कितने प्रोफेशनल्स हैं? मतलब आप एक आर्किटेक्ट हो तो पता नहीं कितने आर्किटेक्ट हैं, कोई लॉयर है तो पता नहीं कितने हैं. So in that sense, it's also that space where there are only so much of talent, and we never. And if you break it down to a city, 300, 200,
You're right.
250. So, it's a highly lucrative space because competition is a big pitfall to get success in any business, right?
I agree.
Which is sort of...
Yeah, but it goes back to the question of talent also, because you don't find that talent.
Yes.
You need hustlers, you need people who understand that the client is right. Business is to be done in a particular way.
Yeah.
You have to wake up at 6 in the morning to catch a flight. You have to be at 2 in the morning for a call, for a pitch. So I'm just giving examples. That's your life. It's not easy. It's a specialized job.
Yes.
So that's why all I'm saying is that there is a huge opportunity for youngsters to come into this industry, because this industry is only going to grow. But we also need a lot of discipline. So I always say that, there is the hospitality side of industry, there's a defense and army and the civil side. And the brokerage side is pretty much there, so you have to have the discipline of ensuring that the shoes are polished, you look good, and So it's a mix, and then you also have to have long hours. You look at, this is a Friday evening, you're sitting and doing this. So I think
No, absolutely.
I can see your
absolutely.
EA sitting there and still enjoying the work.
No, absolutely. And moving on, what are the kind of people that you like, Jaggi? Who are your favorites?
So I'll make it, how do I say this? I think people who are, what you see is what you get, is the best kind of friends I've made in my life. Well, I'm that kind of person. So it's very important for me to hang around with somebody who I can say anything to. He can say, or she can say anything to me. And I think that's no backstabbing, no that kind of stuff. I think that the whole thing about life is short, and more importantly, you enjoy that person's company, and you can tell that person anything. I think that's the kind of person I would love to be.
Name 1, 2, 3, if you wish.
My wife.
Wow. Okay. Fantastic.
I can say anything to her. She can say anything. I can spend a day. I can spend 2 hours with her. I can spend 5 days with her. So I think that's also because she is always there for, from that perspective. But I also, I think there are many friends. I don't want to name anybody, but I
Okay,
think
who are the people you dislike? Name.
that's a tough one. I won't do that.
But if you had to describe.
Yeah, so if I describe anybody who's pretentious people who really don't want to, what you see.
Whose face is coming now in your mind?
Honestly, nobody's. Because I think
Pretentious. And what else?
Yeah, I would say people who are not transparent, or who are not, they are not in for a long haul.
Yeah.
People who just want transactional.
Okay.
I stay away from them.
Okay. Fair. Okay. Managed offices or co-working, where do you see the future? What is it likely? And candid, honest. I mean, you've seen it grow. You've been a landlord. You've been a broker. You've been a developer who leases space to them. Of course, you engage with so many clients.
It's not going to be easy for these 5-7 big players. Consolidation has happened. So there are I would say about 8 to 10 players who are really in this market, who have more than 100,000 seats, or about 5 to 8 million square feet of space. It ain't going to be easy for them. So there will be consolidation there also.
Okay.
That's for sure.
All of them are lining up for an IPO.
Yeah, so I think few of them are filing DRHP and all of that now. I think you will see, again, it's profitability will take a backseat, and growth of business will be in the forefront. But then that's not how this business will survive.
Right.
This business will survive only on profitability. Because if you're not profitable, you'll not be able
No, of course, and we spoke about normalization. The lens of looking at business in the last decade was how much of growth,
Yeah.
And the lens of looking at business now is what is going to be my bottom line,
Yeah.
which was how normally a business had to be evaluated.
Yeah.
So I understand.
So if you look at global brands, I think why has India outshined in the co-working or the managed space is only because I think we are very smart people in business.
And highly matured. You have to credit.
Highly matured.
Highly
and
matured.
we've become more matured because our occupiers are pushing the envelope in terms of what they really want, service delivery.
I think
quality.
brokers also over here.
Of course. Yeah. Not to forget that you make more for every co-working deal that you do.
Of course, and also pushing the envelope,
absolutely.
of breaking it, slicing and dicing it, and
but it's also not easy to do a co-working deal because you have to manage on one side the client's expectations of what they get in terms of quality, delivery on time, and more importantly, specification which they paid for. And on top of that, there's a financial, impending thing that you always need to keep the dollar at bay to ensure that for every dollar that is put in the place, it's actually earned in the right manner. So I think quality ke liye, there is enough space here. So anybody who does great quality space.
because here, I mean, of course, you're doing specialization. Here, of course, developers, they buy land, get approvals, construct, and then, of course, lease it. Here, you are acquiring it on lease, then leasing it, building it, and managing it. So it's a 360 degree. It's phenomenal.
I was talking
you know.
to Mr. Razak also that day, and we were discussing about it. I said, it's a huge opportunity for somebody like our group, Prestige, that we should build this platform on our own. It doesn't stop us from doing this because you have the supply.
Yes.
Okay. You have the soft services skills.
Yes.
You have the asset management, property management thing. And more importantly, you can control supply and demand on both sides in the sense that demand comes to you and you have the best supply. So why a layer in between? Why can't we do it on our own?
Let's say, what is your average rent as a Prestige portfolio?
About $100.
So $100. So you have the ability to collect a check of 200 instead of 100.
Just by layering,
layering and providing service, providing service, building it out,
So,
on everything. So you've doubled your value. 100 becomes 200.
Yeah, and Viral, to your point, we've already started thinking of that. In fact, if you look at a Prestige 2.0 mantra, we started by saying hotelized office, office. This is actually, it flows. It's a corollary to your main business where your office starts looking like an office, hotel, and also the inside of the stuff you start servicing like an office. So it's a
so you are saying
natural progression from being
which is great. And so you are saying that the managed office, now there's of course the managed office and the co-working business, and managed office is of course the enterprise.
I would say 60-40%, 18% if you take the overall market as co-working, as managed spaces today. 60-40 blend will be there, but there are few players who do one very well than the other. I think WeWork has done that exceedingly well of balancing both of it. Few players have done more on the managed space side, but I think all I'll say is that there is, I can see a huge, I won't use the word bloodbath, it's too much of a harsh word, but they will be kept awake at night because profitability will. Because ultimately what's going to happen is when you go for scale, it's like you're on a treadmill to grow your business. And so similarly like your e-commerce, quick commerce that's going on right now.
Right.
So don't want to get into that kind of level where people start, cutting each other.
Sure.
And the occupier will benefit, no doubt about it. But I think they need to be cautious.
Right. You feel as a developer, how do you feel about leasing space to a managed operator today? Are there any checks and balances, or you are now saying that the journey is on and
So I think we're not working with everybody.
Right.
Because we also need to be cautious in terms of how, because ultimately we are answerable to our stakeholders, shareholders, to ensure that, every dollar that is being, or every square feet that is being leased generates a dollar that comes back to our accounts. So I think that's an important aspect. But having said that, I think if the underbelly of the service operators are great grade A clients, that gives us much more comfort. And we have structured many deals where there's a waterfall structure where the rent first comes to us and then goes to. So people are.
So you're saying you're supportive of this, and you believe, of course.
We're in this business. And there's nothing to say that we're not going to work with one or the other. It's just that it all depends on which horses for which courses. So
Sure. In terms of your portfolio, how much is managed office now? Because they are now 20% of the overall market and they are growing.
So I think if you look at our top 10 clients of Prestige today, I would say WeWork and Office and WeWork are pretty high up there.
Wow. So that's quite a statement that of the whole portfolio, 2 of the top 10 are managed stroke co-working operators.
Between 700 to 1 million square feet between both of them.
Wow.
Each.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
So it's a big number.
So which means, it's a big play,
it's also the comfort factor. Even though, WeWork and Embassy and all of that, and people may look at Embassy and Prestige from a competitive perspective, but I think we've been very matured as partners and understand.
Of course, there's Simply Work, Stable Space. I mean, you have several others.
IndieCube, we work with everybody.
Yeah, so fantastic. Moving on, I'm just going to go back to the deal as a broker. I forgot that question. Your best deal ever, if you can describe what have you liked the most doing? I mean, which has given you that feeling of sense of, I always say this, that people create history. We have a small part in creating geography.
Well said.
Well, developers make these iconic projects, but we have a small part in creating that geography. So what was that geography? What did you do that you felt so happy about?
I would say one, but I would say 3 deals.
Wow.
I'll tell you why. Because each of those deals were as exciting and as game-changing as ever. The first is not in order of choice. The first one was the Siemens transaction I did, because it was a time-bound transaction, and I was on one side working with a corporate, and the other side working with a landlord, and there was a kind of a court proceedings which had to be settled in a particular time for
Wow.
the transaction to happen. So that was, and it was also a record price, and it was my first deal. I just joined JLL, and that's the time. So the Siemens land transaction, which was 350 crores in 2013.
Wow.
So that was a big one for me. Second one was Flipkart, because that is something
That was like the headline.
yeah, it was a poster boy deal.
Yeah.
Flipkart was also as a poster boy company then, and
Yeah.
today also, and
Yeah.
really worked hard to manage relationships
Yes.
with the founders.
Yes.
And they were very hard to get.
Yes.
But they become such good friends of mine.
Wow. That I know, whoever deals with you becomes your good friend.
Yeah, so
You'll go
beginning-
all the way
yeah.
to the airport.
Yeah.
You will go fly
Yeah, so
to New York.
Yeah.
You will do whatever it takes.
yeah, that's the thing of it. So I think Flipkart was a big one, because I was very new in the broking system. So there was a way JLL used to handle transactions and pitches. So I looked at it very differently. I said, I don't want an international pitch team to come here and pitch. I want the local guys who actually pitched, a local team who actually fought with the international team, and said, no, let them do it on their own. And I still remember I said, I'm just very new here. If we lose this pitch, I'm responsible. I'll take every responsibility. And we won the pitch, and we won the account. And more importantly, when we won the thing, it was the single largest check that anybody would have received as a broking fee to an IPC. I still remember it was almost like something like 32 crores or something.
Wow.
Yeah, in
Wow.
2014 or 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Superb.
Yeah, so that was a big number.
Superb.
And
Superb.
but it went through, after we did the transaction, they went through a blip and they wanted to give up space. It was very easy for me to stay
You sold
away.
a lot.
Yeah,
You sold a lot.
it was very easy for me as a broker saying I'm staying away.
Yeah.
You figure out. No, I said no. They have a genuine problem. The developer had a genuine problem, and both of them started shooting legal notices on each other. I said stop. I got Jitu Virwani and Bini Bansal over a drink on 31st December at the Hilton Hotel in EGL, and you won't believe, within 40 minutes of that, we had a beer, shook hands, and they withdraw the cases.
Wow.
And hats off to both of them, because both of them did not want this. And to the developers' luck, what they leased at, he could lease at almost
Much higher
40%
value.
more. And to them, they were getting the money back where they really needed most for the valuation perspective and all of that. So that was deal number 2. Deal number 3, I would say, the JW Marriott floor sale that I had done. Because nobody believed that you could cut off a hotel floor and give an office space. But I must give that credit to Ranjan, because he pushed me. And Ranjan Pai was, he came to me and said, I'm looking for an office space. We were having a beer together on a Saturday afternoon or something. I said, come, I'll show you something. I didn't tell him where I was taking him. I took him to the hotel and showed him, this is your new office. He said, what are you saying? I said, yeah, this is how it is. This is how it was.
Wow.
So it was a very unique transaction. And I still remember.
You sold as on ownership.
Yeah. And more importantly, as a broker, I'll say, I picked up full fee on both sides. Seller and buyer both paid.
Wow.
Because there was no seller, there was no buyer. There was only a broker who saw that deal.
Wow. Superb.
So when a broker sees a deal, you have to get both supply and demand. So I think that was a good one.
Phenomenal. Jaggi, we've discussed about, your days as a broker and, how and what, and, we've discussed about managed office. In your current role at Prestige and as a developer, as the CEO of the commercial business, what is giving you mojo that you are everywhere? What is it that, what are those, and this applies to everything. How are you getting those deals done in every nook and corner of the country and you are present everywhere? What are you doing?
I think it's a clear trust, I think, that the chairman has. Mr. Razak is known for, his own style of operations. He may not be the easiest person to work with, but he sets a canvas and a platform that is so full of equality, highly generous person. And more importantly, he always says that we are not working for money anymore. We are working for creating something that will leave a legacy behind for generations. And I think that just gives you that so much more responsibility that people who look at us from that window will always say that we'll work with Prestige because these guys will do something for us, which many people will shy away from. So we don't care about losing money as long as our word is more important. If we're given our word, we will get it done.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a secret. Every 2-3 years, there's grapevine that you are doing something new. Is that real? Is there some... because there's no smoke without fire. So how does it happen that the market seems to... that Jaggi ye kar raha hai, ya Jaggi is moving on, or Jaggi is what?
It's just that...
Be honest.
I'll be honest. At positions like where we are today with the experience that we have, we are blessed that a lot of people come to us all the time saying that, ये करना है.
तो ये सच है, मतलब कुछ ना कुछ होते रहता है.
But then you keep your focus.
Yeah. So you evaluate and then you see whether it works or does not.
But ये हमारी इंडस्ट्री इतनी छोटी है, किसी को मिल भी लो तो they'll join 2 dots together. वो 2 बार उसको मिल चुका है, Four Seasons में मिला है, St. Regis में मिला है, Trident Hotel में मिला है.
हकीकत ये है कि Jaggi has met someone.
Of course. But your commitment is to something else, right? That's very important.
So now what is the future looking like?
Very clearly, 2 big projects in Mumbai, where the ribbon cutting day is where I think I should be there with Mr. Razak to ensure we cut those ribbons. Because the vision is that those 2 buildings, when they are inaugurated, will be the best office buildings in the country.
Superb.
With that vision, we are going forward. So that keeps me going. And when you say you're everywhere, it's just that we want the best clients, the best occupiers, the best F&B people, the best teams to come and join this whole thing. So we are building people, we are building a big team, we are building great products, we are lacing it with beautiful, personalized, warm service. And want to ensure that clients that work with us in Bangalore or in Pune or in Delhi continue to work with us everywhere across the country, including Bombay. I can assure you that the kind of stuff that we are building today, people have started seeing our execution capabilities because that we are having so much interest in these buildings that we are launching, which we are working on right now, that I think we have a problem of plenty.
Wow. Fantastic. No, I see that the country would need 200 to 300 million square feet of space in the next, averaging at the 70 to 80 and going towards 100 million square feet absorption in the next 3 years. But I don't see that coming through. 300 million square feet. Of course, there are some markets where there's more, but there are 300. You need 300 million square feet. But that's not there. And the value at which commercial real estate is coming through in India, it is such a great value, both in terms of quality and in terms of actual commercial cost, that is just phenomenal that, developers like yourselves are making these assets. And I must say, all developers across the country, because it's not easy. It's a huge, highly capital intensive business. Your first check comes after 5 years, from the day you envisioned this land I will make, So very, very difficult, I must...
And also you must give credit to occupiers who believe brands like ours, who are forward leasing and keeping their business at risk.
Absolutely.
based on our commitment to deliver.
Right.
Delhi, I'll give you a small example. We are 720,000 square feet building. We are 100% leased there.
Wow.
And the building is still a year and a half away.
Imagine.
So I think that also shows that, there are players who if you can execute time and again, and you will get the best occupiers.
I also wanted to, you mentioned about, your current role and what you are doing and your relationship with IR and how he inspires you. But on a slightly lighter note, what would your team say? Are you an easy or not so easy boss to work with?
Not easy.
Not easy.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, most of us at our phase of life today, we've grown struggling. So when you grow with a lot of struggle, I think you are inherent micromanagers.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm working hard to come
No,
out.
I came across these two very good things. Is to be successful is one thing, to be nice as a person is another thing, but to be successful and to be a nice person is very, very tough. If you want to be successful and to be a nice person together, I think that's the
Yeah. Because also people, when you push somebody, I always say this to all my team members I said, if I love you, I will push you. And if I don't push you, which means I don't love you. And if you don't want to be pushed, I will try once, second time I will not push you.
right,
So it's up to you.
right.
But if you are ready to be pushed, then come join the party, you'll enjoy yourself.
I mean, yeah. But how we push, and I think that's the toughest part.
Yeah, it's not easy because I will I'll SMS my team members at 4 o'clock in the morning, at 2 in the night. I don't expect them to answer, but I want them to know that.
Now you don't expect them to answer. Earlier, maybe.
No. I want people to enjoy their work life.
Yeah.
You should jump up to come to bed, to come to work. Extremely important to be excited to come to work every day. Don't come with negative energy to work because you're killing yourself, you're killing people around you.
Yeah.
And so that's very important.
Yeah.
So I think yes, but like you also asked me how do you chill out? I try every quarter now, and this I've been doing for the last maybe 10, 12 years. Every quarter I take maybe 2-3 days off and then I come back stronger. Yeah, much more, rejuvenated. So body needs some rest.
Yes, yes.
And I don't take long breaks, but a 3-day break every quarter just helps you.
No, fantastic. And the other thing I was saying.
I've learned one more thing. Sorry, I've learned one more thing. I never call any of my team members during their holidays.
Oh,
So that's one discipline I learned, and I'm living by it. And if any
do they get holidays?
if any of my team members are listening to this podcast, if I lied, you please call and put it on as your comment on this thing, because I do not call people on their off days,
Nice.
not on their holidays.
Nice.
Off days is okay because you're in town, but
Yes.
if you're taking a break, paying for the break,
Yeah.
going somewhere to chill,
Yeah.
the last thing is that
Right.
you want somebody to
Right.
spoil your holiday.
Great. Fantastic. I'm going to ask you your final comments. How and where are you going to be, let's say, in 3 years' time? And where do you said about what is going to happen to the market already, but, share with us your success mantra, those secrets that you do, that how do you land up anywhere, where there is an opportunity, that part, and where are you going to be, what do you see happening in the next 3 years?
First, the success part. I don't think I've started working smart, actually, to be honest. I don't work that hard as I used to work. I work. I push my team and I've started delegating a lot. I've started strategizing. I'm thinking more of the strategy side rather than physical work. I don't do deals anymore. I have a great team that does all of that. I started thinking about the product, thinking about strategy, thinking about new businesses. And I think Prestige is a great platform for that, because there's so much you can do, and so that's keeping me alive. Meeting international architects, traveling to see the best buildings. I just went to China to see the best model maker in the world who does models for everybody. I went to see the world's tallest observatory and what the experience is all about. So I keep myself, motivated to, because learning is something that, I always say student for life. So keep learning.
Wow.
So that's one thing that's important. 3 years from today, I think, not 3, but 4 years from today, when these 2 buildings are up, which is my biggest focus right now, Mumbai. And there's one big project we're doing in Bangalore, which is Lakeshore Drive. I think these are big milestones that, and we're doing something which we just started in Bangalore again, which you'll hear about sometime.
Wow.
These are some where your passion is, where your
I can see it.
It'll
I
keep
can
you
see
awake. It'll keep you awake at night, because these are projects where they are irreplaceable projects. Number one. Number two, I don't mind being born again to be living that experience in those projects.
Wow.
Those projects are
Wow.
so special.
Wow.
So I wish God gives me a chance to be born again and I be part of that same project again.
Oh, wow. That's quite a thing.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I want to thank Jaggi on this episode of
Thank
Frankly
you, Viral.
Speaking with Viral. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and taking the time on this Friday evening. Thank you very much.
No, it's given me so much more to think about. That I think, and thank you. I don't know where it goes, but you are somebody who's really inspiring, because for the simple reason you came from a very, very different city to a very different city, and I can assure you one thing, that the way you have been successful in doing what you're doing in this city, this beautiful office, this great team that you've built, and more importantly, a very robust business that Knight Frank is built in a short span of time. Commendable job. Amazing.
No. I mean, thank you very much. But I must say that the business here is built by the team or what they do. I've had the privilege to come and enjoy and this great office. And thank you for the platform that Knight Frank has. Thank you very much.
Thank you, boss.
Thank you.
very much. Pleasure.